happy Saturday. Woo-wee. What can I say? What can I say? I am on it again. Gotta be careful here. On it again this morning. Today I just feel like just people watching is what I'm actually doing right now. People watching. Man, why do all this thing? You know what? You come up into my pages. I just got. Yeah, I like this. Yeah. So I'm actually doing right now, just sort of just people watching, just sort of enjoying this weather and just coming out and doing whatever the biscuit I wanted. And it's funny, I have been on a 26-mile run for the past 9 days now. For the past 9 days, I have actually come out here and run a marathon. That's what I've done for the past 9 days. I just decided that, you know what, when will I ever get to do this? If I can't do it right now, I might as well just forget it. So I've been sort of just pushing myself a lot. So, and that's what I've just been doing lately, just pushing myself, pushing my body. I've been pushing my body a lot lately. Just, what am I trying to do here? Yeah, I've been actually coming out here and pushing my body. Just, I kid you not, I am actually trying to tag people this morning, and for some reason I am having little difficulties this morning. So I'm just kind of just what am I doing this morning? You know what, I'm just gonna do some of this thing a little later and just continue going. Yes, I'm on that running, what you call it, stride again. This morning, happy Saturday. I'm on the road, just enjoying seeing all these cars go by me and just watching. So it's a combination of silent, watching the cars, and just getting in the mood. The weather's really cool this morning. I like it. Cool weather. And of course, I'm always going to say this. Get up in the morning. Do your push-ups very slowly until you get tired. Get into your yoga pose. Breathe. And I mean heavy into your body. Because when you begin to breathe into your body every single day, after a couple of months, your senses will actually teach you how to really, really breathe properly into the body. So when you start breathing into that body, you'll be really amazed, because that's how we came in the first place. When you look at mothers, when they push us out, they breathe. They say breathe. Breathe like a pregnant woman while you do your push-ups in the morning. Get into that yoga pose, and you'll be amazed what it actually does to you. Because what it does, you become flexible all the way around. So coming out to do your runs or jog or whatever it is that you want to do in life, it will become more of a easy task for you. So for the past 9 days or so, I've actually just got up and run 27 miles. That's what I've done. So, and I'm amazed every morning when I get up that what the biscuit have I done? Like, you know what? Sometimes in life, you gotta do things that way. You won't look back one day and wish, hey, how you doing, dog? I wish I'd done this. I have so many, man, I wish I'd listened moments, and I've actually learned from them. So I never want to be in that situation again. I'm not saying I'm going to, because a human being, it's always our nature. We tend to procrastinate sometimes. But I try my best to not be in that situation of, man, I wish. So for the past 9 days now, just been doing an easy 26 mile, 27 mile jog. So yesterday, I think I did 28 yesterday. And I'm even amazed about how I was still able to get up in the morning. And it isn't because I'm some type of superhuman. It's just, there's a science behind this thing that most running gurus do not know about. Yeah, and they knew about it, but it's subconscious, and they have to have that experience by themselves and push their body for many, many, many years, and it'll come and they begin to understand it. So now I'm looking at a marathon like, 26 miles, that's really nothing. Because once I get to like 5-6 miles, I'm like, wow, I'm almost done now. I can't go further than another 6 miles before I turn around. And it's really, really just amazing. Looking at that blue sky. So I'm even shocked. The one thing that I get to do a lot of meditation, a lot of what you call prayers. Different people have their own, but to be able to focus an attention on one thing for like 2 minutes or 4 or 5 minutes, it is an experience that we should all obtain for. There's just something about spiritual practice that just really, really, it just really inspired me to do all this thing. So I'm truly grateful that when I started this thing called exercising, I wasn't doing it because I want to get in shape. I was just doing it because I was looking for something, which is that peace. So it's not a competition for me. So it allowed me to take my time. I laugh hilariously when people ask, how long does it take you? What's your pace? I begin to laugh because I know that most people can only hold on the pace to about 10.5 miles and it's over. So, and I always know that after 10 miles, I'll be wherever they are. So it's not really a big deal. So when I see people jogging or running past me, I just know, just by their posture, I just know that, okay, I give that person 4 or 5 miles, I can take off, and because a lot of us really never pushed our body. We are stuck in that old belief system. I remember how people used to talk about marathons, how difficult it is, how is this, is that. And I'm going to keep on saying this. The difficult part of running all these marathons, all this, especially long distance, is in the brain. So once you program that and to believe it, and the only way to unlock that brain is by pushing oneself all the time, and it'll unlock. And reading and just doing whatever. So and that's why sometimes runners what do I say? How do I say this? They come out a little egoistic to my understanding sometimes, because I don't really tell people how much I run. I just kind of just keep quiet and just look and the approach, which is what I used to do when I was a soccer player, playing professionally, and that thing just gets into your head. I truly wish I was being taught. Look at that sun is coming. Let's see that blue sky. I really wish I was taught this way, how to be humble. I really miss playing football. I just could not, could not take it when I didn't play to that level of higher expectation that I built upon with my ego. It's just, I just couldn't take it. I was really, it affected me psychologically. So, and that's how I started running, and I started to study more humbleness. I become more humble, and I wanted to get better at something, and I wanted to be a student of life. And what I've learned sometimes in what we call our Western, even / African culture, is we only know how to be a teacher. We lacks the skills of being a student, whether most people want to realize it or not. I guess it's because we have certain teachers in school and they boss us around. So once we have this little certificate, we think we know it all. And I'm going to give an example of it is when people talk about consciousness, chakras, and all these things. Oh, those things existed, but you got to be extremely disciplined to even understand it. You have to be able to get up in the middle of the night, stretch your body, do push-ups, run, keep going, do push-ups every day, all day long. And I mean discipline, like physically. But the way we talk about it, breathe on top of your lungs and all those things, I just can tell that most people never even practice that, because it is just so hard just getting up in that middle of the night. And I've always done this. It doesn't matter what situation I'm in. And like I said, even when I was married, it's probably one of the things that broke my marriage up, because I've done that in the past while I was playing soccer. But now I always let people know, you met me when I was doing this. And if you decide to come back, I'll still be doing the same thing. So that's what I've done. So when I hear these people talking about consciousness, Holy Spirit, I get you where you're coming from. But I know that most people's Holy Spirit is based on their title and their material confidence. Because that material comfort, once it disappears, most people do not know how to handle anything. They make a religion that is so beautiful that teaches you discipline look like it's nothing. So when I hear people talking about consciousness, chakras, I'm like, trust me, that thing requires you to get up every morning. And all this for me came from, I studied the marathon monks, read a lot of scriptures, studied Christ, all those great warriors that's been here that were looking for enlightenment, Word of God. I really just studied those people, and I was just really excited about how much of a passion Look at that beautiful car coming. How much of a passion that they truly put into their belief system. I just love it. How you doing? I just love that passion. How disciplined they are in seeking and wanting to know. So, and that's why I just laugh sometimes, because we just don't know how to be a student. I mean, I always hear people lecture me about running. I've had people tell me, yes, you should do this, you should do that. And I just looked and I've begun to realize it's not intentional. It is just that ego that we've built upon for many years, and we don't know how to bring it down. I mean, I always say this, that if you've been running, especially I'm talking to runners right now, if you've been running for over 5-6 years and you cannot run a marathon twice a week, it just means you're not training properly. It's not trying to be funny. If you cannot do 2 marathons, 26 miles, run it twice a week before any race, and you've been running for 5-6 years, it means you are not training properly. And you probably need to swallow your ego and listen to Ade. And I'm just saying that with pure confidence. Pure confidence. Yeah. Because most people, because there's things to running long distance. There's a spiritual aspect and there's a depression aspect. Most people, after their marathons, get really depressed. Straight up. They go into that depression mode. Because pushing the body that way, without proper training and proper psychological training, that's what it does. That's why many people, after 1 or 2 marathons, they either stop running all of a sudden and gain so much weight and become used to. Or if they don't do that, they become, I just want to run 5Ks, I just want to this, and procrastinate, never run. And the ego will never ever let them tell the truth. And once they do that, they begin to talk about running. They want to be a running coach. But the running coach thing, to be quite honest, you gotta have to have obtained 10,000 miles on your own before you even decided that you want to be a running coach. You have to have run 10,000 miles. And that's just the thing to it, 10,000 miles. And those are the things that kind of threw me off when it comes to this running. And one of the various sources that I get my information from, I love this noise that I'm hearing. I like watching little kids run. Those are my great teachers. I love when 5-year-old, 2-year-old, the way they move their steps, so unique with the ground. So I always watch them run. Those are my teachers. And it's really funny because when we see a little kid run, we laugh at them. But the truth is, when you imitate them properly, during your runs, when you hit that wall, your body will still be able to move. So, and those are the things that just really crack me up when it comes to long distance running. Plus, we put so much emphasis on food. So it isn't just the food, it is just mental. So, and that's the reason why I'm like, okay, let me just see. Because to be able to, like, lately, especially over the last 7 years, 26 miles is just not really a big deal anymore. Not really a big deal anymore at all. And I always say, that's the way everybody needs to be thinking. Morning. I love you, dog. Nice dog. That's the way everybody needs to be thinking. And if you are ever thinking of running a marathon, and another thing too, I have offered my service so many times, and how do I say this? the ego once again, because so many people are not ready for a guy with an accent to teach them about spirituality and the whole concept of meditative jogging. I see that a lot, so many times. I've been into a situation where I went out with one of my, I don't want to use any bad word, European descent friend, and I'm the skinny guy running at a meditation class, and it really uphold me how everybody can rush to her that, oh, we want to learn about meditation. That really just cracks me the biscuit up. And I see that a lot in our culture here. And I think it's one of those reasons why I still keep on running, because we need to get out of that blind shed mode. We truly need to get out of it. Because what it's doing, it isn't making knowledge spread the way it's supposed to spread. Like I always say, I can run. Period. When it comes to endurance running, I don't get tired unless I want to. That animal instinct, I built it over the years. And I could say this is a typical, confident, most running coaches don't have a clue what they're talking about. And I'm just saying that. And another reason too is, whether people want to understand this subconsciously, what is even funny is I'm a Nigerian descent. So the whole concept of running has nothing to do with a West African. And if you're a Kenyan or you're from Kenyan, people automatically think, yeah, you're Kenyan, you can run. Or when it comes to endurance running, if you're of white race descent, oh, you know about it. But the thing is, the fact, and I'm really saying this outside because this is just to enlighten people on what I call unconscious bias. Whether when it comes to yoga, I practice this thing, but it's just that accent, that yeah, he's Nigerian, that ego. And what it started to do after a little while, it just become like a comedy. So when we're talking about consciousness, God, that thing is real, but we just don't have the discipline. And there's another funny that's really funny. Every Sundays we go to these beautiful synagogues, but when you look at Christ, everyone that people tend to bow down to and listen to, they didn't have any material wealth. They were just ordinary, simple guys. And truly, those things, they do exist. It's probably why I have that faith, because you could actually unlock certain things in your brain that will make you have that faith beyond. A lot of our faith that we have is the ability to get a job interview and keep a roof over our head. And that's the reason why many people, when they see somebody who is in a bad situation, they are so quick to judge, because a lot of, I would say this with pure confidence, I remind a lot of people of their faith that they should have. Because most people just don't have that faith. You know, they have their Bibles in their car, and I'm going to set it straight up, everything in their car. But I remind them of that faith. And at the same time, they have inspired me, because every time people tell me how I need to go and look for a job, and I see them with that weed or liquor in their mouth, I'm just so excited. Good morning. How come? Okay, how about yourself? You know, I'm just so excited. It makes me want to just go out there. So, and that's what that is all about. And just coming down here to do an easy 26-mile jogging, meditating, I'm even blown away myself. I remember all the noises that I used to listen to. And I think the same way we've treated religion, we have treated running and all this thing like that. We speak so much. I see so many running coaches, and I'm just going to be nice. Just absolutely unbelievable. They don't even know what it takes. And that's why I truly admire a lot of ultra runners, because once you begin to do over 26 miles, you begin to learn the true meaning of humbleness. You know, most marathon runners don't understand humbles. That's what I love about the Kenyans. When they push their body that far, it teaches you about humbleness. That's why when you see a Kenyan, the humbleness. Like, it's really funny when I'm around Kenyan runners, the respect that I get absolutely just blows me away, because the fact that I'm a Nigerian and the whole culture with running is all Nigerians. They can't do long distance running. And that's why here in Atlanta, I just kind of just laugh, because even though many will say, yeah, I do, but at the back of their mind, they still have that unconscious bias, which is he's a Nigerian, so he probably doesn't know about running. And I'm just saying that with a straight face, because we need to get out of that closed-mindedness. It's really funny, especially, let's go and say black people. We're very quick to talk about how white people are racist, but hey, black people are more racist than white people sometimes in America. So we never want to talk about that. And what every one of these racial defining profile has is they all claim to be religious. That's why I don't really take it serious anymore, because every one of them, whether they're Africans, whether they're Americans, we have this notion, I'm a Christian, but at the same time, they will judge you to the core if they don't understand what you do. So that's why when it comes to this running, this is what they did in the Bible, in the biblical times. This is how all your scriptures were written. Men were jogging and wandering. This is how all those beautiful words was revealed to man on his feet. You can go and do all your researches. So the story behind marathon is totally different to the way we look at it in the Western culture. It's really funny how like last year, I probably run over 50 marathons, because it's not really a big deal. It's just 26 miles. And that fear of the mind, we need to get out of it. Because for me, running 26 miles and comparing it to how a woman gives birth to a baby, it is nothing. And the only reason why most people will not understand that is because they have been programmed from birth to only think masculine. And they don't even realize it. From the day they were born, they were taught to think of masculine. They were given masculine information. So childbearing or giving birth to a baby, it doesn't even inspire people to do anything. They think, oh yeah, that's just natural. And when I even tell people that, look, I knew I could run 100 miles when I saw my son being born, people, even women would say, oh no, I would rather, nothing like 100. No, 100 miles is nothing compared to seeing a woman pushing out a baby. And that's why I just love coming out here every day. At the 26 miles, it's not really a big deal. And I think it's just that time that we get out of that stereotypical mode, that stereotyping, that judgment mode. It's time we get out of it, because when we put people in the box, intellect doesn't spread around. It's always made look as if only one race is the one that understands everything. And that is not true. I don't care what race you are. Every single race has a scholar. We need to get out of that old mode of thinking. And one more thing, actually, before I go. How you guys doing? How you doing? Morning. My experience here in Atlanta, and I'm saying this to a lot of black women that I've met. Here I am on my side. I'm running, and I came over. I'm talking, so I'm probably going to go, oh, I'm doing this, and I'm telling them, oh, I'm running about 26 miles. Literally, some of my black women just look at me like, yeah, so. But the moment a white person comes over And he's talking about, oh, I just run my second marathon. Oh my goodness. All the black girls that I see would just pay him so much attention. And to me, that's unconscious bias. Here I am. I'm telling you, I run a marathon every day. But some guy, just because of he doesn't look like me, he said, this is my second marathon. They pay him so much attention. And it's really funny when I see that. And I think sometimes we gotta start speaking on these issues. Start speaking on it. How you doing? Morning. I speak to everybody, but a lot of times when a black person is running with a group of white friends, they don't even speak to you. Same thing with white people. But me, I don't fit into no culture when it comes to running. I just think it's all. And I see that a lot. And unconscious bias is not helping anybody. So I'm going to do this 26 miles again, which is just a stroll in the park. Saying it with confidence, a stroll in the park. And that's why I keep on coming out and sharing my intellect. And I know it's very hard for a lot of people because you have this misconception in your head that he's a Nigerian, he should know this. Everyone is put in the box. Well, this is the new involvement, the new age of boxes. Everyone is a scholar and everyone has that wisdom in them. And we all just need to tolerate it and also learn how to be a student. Like I said, I crack up laughing when I see all these running coaches talking about endurance running without a clue. Anyway, let me slow down. And I'm saying this with full confidence. 26 miles is nothing. It's just a stroll in the park. I just enjoyed it. And I hope this will inspire somebody, especially somebody that looks like me, because the whole misconception about it all is that, yeah, when you look like me, you're supposed to drink, smoke, and do all that. And I think somebody has to put a foot down and say, okay, no, that's not how it is. Until next time, let me finish up this run. And I'm going to say this with confidence. You are a scholar. I am a scholar. We are all students of life. So all that thing about, yeah, when you look a certain way, that's when you understand this, is a bunch of biscuit. Till next time, one love.